Good evening, everyone, and welcome along to Paranormal Ripples. I'm Moray, and tonight I am talking about 15 ancient places that prove we've forgotten something huge, and not in that way. So, if you're on TikTok and you feel like you want to come and take part on YouTube, come on over Paranormal Ripples, and you'll see the pictures I'm going to be using for illustration purposes. Hello to everyone in chat here on YouTube who's tuning in, and that, and hello Tim. And if anyone wants to take part and throughout the show, just let me know and I'll give you a link to have your say. But yeah. And also, please likey, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on, as always. And I hope everyone's having a good evening or whatever you're doing today. And yeah. I'll turn that off, but you don't want to carry on a loop. Also, if you want to take part in the Discord server, up here, right here, is a link. Yeah, so just scan the QR code and you'll be in the server with all us crazy lot. But yeah, when I talk about ancient civilizations and ancient places that prove that we've forgotten something huge, people would probably say Göbekli Tepe, Stonehenge, Nan Madol. Oh yeah, other side. There you go. See, thanks, Bo. You know what I mean. Oh yeah, thanks for that. For that little note. Thank you. Yeah. So I was pointing there, but it's there. For me, it's there, so it's like weird. It's looped. So it's changed, but yeah. But yeah, Nan Madol, Stonehenge, Göbekli Tepe. They're the ones that you probably think of in your head, like, oh, there's some, but there's more. No, I can turn it off and on when I want now. That look, I can show it for like 1-2 seconds, and then if I want in like that, look, see, I could keep it in there if I keep it on, but it's like confusing if you know what I mean. I'll try it if we keep it on for a bit longer for people. There you go. See, all right. So So our planet does have civilizations that are so advanced still. Did they say that we don't have a clue what they're on, what people were doing? Right, I'm going to show you something now, everyone. This ancient site in Peru. Let me know what you all think it looks like, please. Like I say, if you're on TikTok, come on over from there and join in, please. There you go. There you go, everyone. What does that look like to you? So get your ancient caps on and have a look at this, and let me know what you think. Hello, Connor. Hello, Undercover. So yeah, what does this look like to everyone? How are you, Connor? Hello, everyone who's just on the FYP. Come in. Yeah, I'll get rid of that for a minute. So, what does that look like to everyone? And people on TikTok, if you want to see I'm showing, come over to the YouTube channel. Anta. So, what do you think, Tim, John, and everyone else? What does this look like? Hello, Rob. Hello, Cal. Anyone got any ideas? Anyone got any ideas what this looks like? Remember, this is in Peru, so the same country that gave us the Nazca lines and Machu Picchu. So, anyone got any ideas? Change the color. That's it. Not a clue. Right. John, do you have a clue, or whoever else is watching? Because I know it's 3 years, but I don't know who else is watching. And anyone on that FYP, like I said, come on in. Come and get involved on TikTok. Oh, Kiera. Right. I'll give you 30 seconds. Right, so basically, these are called the Moray terraces, and basically, people think that this could be early evidence of civilizations, right? Basically, saying, right, we want to grow crops here, and we'll control the wind, the rain, the sun to grow the crops, and that's why the indentations are like that. So they were basically testing crop cycles here. Don't know how true it is, because like we said, it's just guesswork at this point, and you and that. But it's like ecological kind of zones and indentations, so it's kind of crazy. Like, I know, look at that. You would, I'm not saying it in a bad way, but you can understand why they're saying it, you know. Not that I don't believe it's true or whatever, but it's like one of them things. I don't know what you all think in the chat. If it's real or do you think it's hocus pocus nonsense, but you know. Hello, Dan. Right. Now, now I'm going to give you something crazy to look at. Right. And this is in America. Mm-hmm. Right, well, got one for later. Right, this here. This is in America, by the way, everyone. This is called the Cahokia Mounds. And at the time, this was the largest Native American site north of Mexico. And had a population as large as London for the time. Another one. The Cahokia Mounds. That's nuts, isn't it? But the thing is, right? No. No, I'm going to try and get maps up. Hang on, Google Maps. Give me a second. I want to just check something. Yeah, here we go. Look at this, everyone. This is where the Colkin Mounds are in Illinois. Look, but when when it was like olden times, imagine this was all there. It went from here all the way to St. Louis. Look, that's how massive the population on that was on it. And then this is all that's left of it today. Everyone. That's all that's left of this once falling like Native American landscape. Look at it. That's crazy, isn't it? Just to think. Now that's all that's left of this landscape. Yeah, the population as much as London, and it's like now it's just that. And then there's another angle of it. It's just mysteriously abandoned as well, so it's like that adds more to the lure of why it was what's going on, you know. But look at the size of that fucker. Look at it. Look, you got look. And upon them, I know there's a road there now as well, but look. What does it kind of remind you of, though? I'm not saying it is it, but what does it remind you of? Give you a couple of seconds to answer. What does this remind you of? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. What does that remind you of? It's massive. And I think that this stretched from here all the way to St. Louis. Right? But look at it. Or St. Louis, if you want to be technical. I say St. Louis. So she's less St. Louis. But that's crazy, though, to think that this was all once thriving and then it just got mysteriously abandoned and then it's like this now to this day and age. I've got an in there, it looks like a bolt. Do you remember the Noah's Ark on top of the Turkish mountain? Not saying it's Noah's Ark, but it looks like a bolt it's been put in a thingy. If you look, hang on, I'll show you what I mean, everyone. No. 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 There you go. It looks like a bolt, doesn't it? Kind of thing. Hello, everyone. How are we all doing? How you doing, Whistler? Hello, Kai. Yeah, but yeah, look. There's Noah's Ark. Hello, Beetlejuice. How you doing, Kai? Hello, GTA Clip. That looks like Noah's Ark, but it doesn't look like Noah's Ark itself. Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it looks like a bolt now. Like a bolt I didn't press there. I'm good, thank you, man. You look at this, though. That's what Noah's Ark looks like, everyone. Because that's where Noah's Ark is. You see what I mean? It looks like kind of like that. You're having a good day, everyone. When you look what I mean, see what I mean? I could be wrong. Hello, Michael. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking. What did you think, Tim? Yeah, it does now, but when I first looked at it, it looked like a bolt kind of thing, you know? Like hidden under the mound, you know? That's what I was thinking it like. That's what I was scared at. Any other pictures that will... There you go. Hello, Black Viper. How are you doing, bro? But like... It's just nuts. Right. Oh, I see, Black Viper. Alright. Now. What do these remind you of, everyone? What do these remind you of? Hello, everyone on TikTok coming from the FIP. Alright, mate. What did these remind you of? It does. But you want to know the crazy thing about it, everyone? Right. I'll tell you something that's crazy here. Like these are the this is in San Augustine or San Augustine in Colombia, in the islands of Colombia. Right. Some are depicted as humans, some are depicted as beasts, right? Like, but this is where it gets crazy. They guard tombs, but they feel more like sentinels or like markers, and no one knows who built them. Don't know what they believed in, but They're here. No one knows who built them or who or what they believed in, but they're there in Colombia, which is crazy. Like, tell me that ain't crazy, everyone. I'll try and get some more pictures up for you, but yeah. On. Right, ain't on. I'll show you what ain't on. Da, 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 da. But yeah, they ain't that crazy though. I'm trying to find more information. Some people rob some of the stones, but that is nuts though, isn't it? Colombia has that little guarded secret. And it's just not like the barrel dogs busting. Joking. Hello, Colby. But yeah, it's like nuts. Right. Now. How you doing, Colby? Right, now. Can anyone guess which country we're going to now? I mean, can anyone guess which country we're heading to now? Yes, fine, Cam. Hello, Nick. Right. Can anyone, if no one can guess what we're country going to, we're going to America to look at this fascinating site. If anyone wants to show up. Right. This is Poverty Point in America. in Louisiana. That's what it would look like. But that's what it looks like now. Hello, everyone. Yeah, that's what it would look like in its heyday. Can anyone guess what it looks like? This is what a computer-generated image would look like. That's made it look like. There you go. What does that look like to everyone? What does that look like to everyone? Thanks for liking the TikTok live, Tim. What does that look like to everyone? Yeah, but can anyone guess what that looks like? Yeah, that's fine. Can anyone guess what that looks like to them? This is what a computer-generated image come out as for Poverty Point in Louisiana, America. But what does it look like to you? It does look like an amphitheater. There's reports that it was an amphitheater. But this is where it gets crazy. Right, hang on. Yep. Crazy that Americans would have that, right? Because it's a Greek or Roman thing. But that's not what I'm talking about where it was weirder. Hang on. This is a site nowadays, by the way. I'm going to show it off again for people who missed it. Also, make sure you're liking, subscribing, and turning the notification bell on. But and there's a Discord link as well. So just scan the QR code and join our server. But yeah, that's what the site looks like now. But they say that this used to be a lake, which kind of, looking at the way the shape is here, would not surprise me in the slightest. Thanks for allowing me, bro. Thanks for allowing me, Tim. But yeah, yeah. So it is weird how stuff has happened there, but yeah. Poverty Point is basically people think like it was fucking stuff, but hang on. Hang on, where is it? But yeah. Why an amphitheater, eh? That's what I want to know. Why an amphitheater there? Right. Now, this is where my Spanish is going to butcher me because I am fucked. We're going back to Colombia, right? What does that remind you of, everyone? Hello, Jody. What does that remind you of? What does that remind you of? Hello, Paris. Yeah, but what does it remind you of, everyone? This is Ciudad Perdida, the lost city of Tiuna, by the way. Hello, everyone. But yeah, I'll show you the drone overhead view which someone took. Right. Tell me that this doesn't look crazy, hang on. There you go. And doesn't that look crazy? Look. It's like an intricate network. If you notice it. Let's see if I can get a picture of what they think they would have looked like when he was thriving. Apparently older than Machu Picchu as well, which is kind of crazy. Um, there you go. This is what it would have looked like. An artist's impression look. Tell me that ain't weird. Not weird in the sense of it, it's like weird. It's like weird as in like weird how it would have looked, you know. And now you just see nothing. It's nuts. Right. Now, Europe. From America to Europe, we're going to Scotland. And we're going to an interesting place called Jolsoff. I'm sorry, Scottish people. Hello, Clip King. But Jolsoff comprises of something like this. Before we all say anything, it ain't Skara Brae. Although I did think originally Jolsoff was like near Skara Brae. But this is like something interesting here with Jolsoff. Hang on. It was Bronze Age homes that were sitting beside Iron Age towers, and Viking longhouses overlapped older foundations. And basically, yeah, I'll tell you something though, which is going to be crazy. So I've done the Google mapping technique, and then you'll see what I mean. Jolsoff is 9 hours away from Skara Brae. And they're both near places called Twat. They're both near places called Twat. No word of a lie. They literally are near places called Twat. No. Literally. Look. No word of a lie, everyone, on FYP. Come in. Twat there, look. This is where Skara Brae is, look. And there's North Dyke, but no, Skara Brae there's Twat. Right. So I think, alright. Come up here. Jolsoff's down here. Right. Sandwick is there. And Twat's there, look. Yeah, I know it's not near, but yeah, they're near in places called Twat. Yeah. Literally. Hello, Kirsty. Literally. Both called Twats, though, and near Sandwicks as well. And that'd be a coincidence. Both near Twat and Sandwick there. Only a Sandwick and twat up here. Hello, everyone. Hello, salad fingers. No, but honestly, though, it's like weird. But yeah, go and check out Joel's off, everyone, because that is nuts. I was near a twat and a Sandwick, or both of them. Right. Now, beneath Malta, everyone, there's a temple that was not carved upwards, but inwards, right? Called the Hypogeum of Ħal Saflieni. Sorry for butchering that, Maltese people. And the Hypogeum is a labyrinth of chambers cut deep into the stone. Hello, Stephen. And its walls are smooth, its geometry is intentional. And in one room, human voices resonate at such a frequency that it vibrates through the entire structure. But have a look at how nuts this is. Right. If I show you it, someone would be able to tell me what it reminds them of. Because I literally look at it and I can actually see something which I've talked about on this channel before when I see it. So give me a second. Hello, everyone. There you go. What does that look remind you of, everyone? What does that remind you of? Right, there's two things it reminds me of. I'll let you go. If you can guess any of them, well, any of the two, I'll be impressed. Hello, Shane. Can anyone guess it? Any of the two? Can anyone guess one of the two? I'll give you a minute. Go on. Can anyone think of one of the two things that this reminds me of? Remember, this is in Malta, so think carefully. Can anyone think? If not, I'll tell you. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, David. This reminds me of a tomb in Egypt, in like where the mummies are, plus crossed with. This is where you're gonna get that underground city, Daranguku or Dum. Daranguku, yeah, Daranguku in I know Jeanette, Daranguku in Turkey. Let me try this out. I was saying it right. Yeah, Daranguku mixed with a ancient Egyptian tomb. But this is in Malta. So what was the Maltese doing? And when did they know stuff about frequencies as well? So that means either one or two things. They were doing stuff, or travellers there showed them stuff. I know your faults, everyone, on that, but yeah. Now, going over to Italy now. From Malta, we're jumping over to Italy, across Sardinia, for something called the Nuraghe complexes. Right? And these are unique Bronze Age megalithic structures consisting of central dry stone, circum like towers around 4 or 5 settlements. Over 7,000 of them exist to this day, and you'll see what they look like. Hang on. This is an aerial view of one. There you go. An aerial view of one. Don't it like it look like? Doesn't it look like a mini castle? Mini castle with 3 egg cups. I'm joking. No, but seriously though, isn't that crazy? How does that look? Hello, Maggie. That looks incredible, doesn't it? Like, it looks actually incredible. Could you imagine that? I know that one is like not the best looking one, but there's probably loads in Sardinia that look like incredible. But no one knows where they were. They was like, they don't know where they were. Fortresses, observation towers, signals for a network. There's no records of them even getting told how what they were building. Just they were put up all over Sardinia, which is even crazy. Now, excuse me, everyone. Now, I'm going to tell you something that is incredible. Right. Make sure I get a good picture for everyone. Because this is going to be incredible. Right. All I want is a country here, by the way, everyone. What country does everyone think that is? Can anyone guess this country? I'll give you a minute. Can anyone guess this country? Go ahead, come on, just guess. Come on. Just give me a guess. Come on, everyone. Hello, Maggie. Can I have a guess, everyone? Tim, you gonna have a guess, or is anyone gonna guess? No, I'm here to killjoys. Come on, now, guess. Come on, I'll give you 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Germany, everyone. It was Germany. Basically, this is Germany, right? Near Mittelberg Hill, right? Well, Mittelberg Hill, this is Mittelberg Hill. Can anyone tell me why Mittelberg Hill in Germany is important? Can anyone have a guess? So can anyone guess why that part of Germany was important? Come on, everyone. Have a guess. Can anyone guess why that hill was important in Germany? Can you just have a random guess? Come on, everyone. Just have a random guess. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn the notification bell on. Right. Oh, I know my TikTok just ended, ain't on. Right. Basically, in 1999, in that region of Germany, so being a metal detecting, right, 999, happen, and then you think to yourself, oh well, there's some illegal metal detecting, and you discover something of incredible scientific interest. You discover the Nebra Sky. Max Colby, the Nebra Sky Disk, which is this beauty here. This is the Nebra Sky Disk. You know what I mean? Ray, my name's Ray Colby.
You want squash or what?
Yeah, I love squash now. I love squash. Same here. Hey, not acting, but yeah, this was what was discovered in this is the Nebra Sky Disk, right? So you think to yourself, why is that relevant, or why is that important for this thing? Like I said, this was discovered in 1999. It was a Bronze Age astrological map, right? Bronze Age, remember? You have the Sun, Ursa Major, look, Eridanus, Sunship, something here which I don't even know as yet. Capricorn, the winter and summer solstices. And you have Mercury, Mars, Venus, the Moon, Lupus. But then you have the Pleiades star cluster. And for anyone that has followed my channel for a while, you know that I'm fascinated by the Pleiades star cluster for one reason. Apart from it being in the Taurus constellation, right? It's the location of it is also known as the Seven Sisters, right? But this is where it gets weird. The Pleiades is special because it is one of the closest and most visible star clusters to Earth, right? You can see it in Earth's sky, right, everywhere. Right? And not only that, there's Betelgeuse around there in that star cluster. And not only that, there you go. The Pleiades represents a high-frequency star cluster associated with profound healing, transformation, and divine feminine energy. There you go. There you go. And Pleiadians are described in ufology as humanoid extraterrestrials. They're often indistinguishable from Nordic or Scandinavian humans. They are normally tall, physically beautiful with fair to tan skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes, often described as having luminous or pearlescent appearances. And that's where normally the greys are, also from the grey aliens. So, going back to the disc though, this was buried in a pit around 1500 BC in East Germany. The Pleiades star cluster was discovered by Galileo in 1610. It was the first of Europe with a telescope. But Olmer's writings mentions it, and the Nebra Sky Disk obviously has it on there. So tell me how that's possible, everyone. No, I don't know. So tell me how that's possible, everyone. How is that possible? Hello, cat. How is that possible, everyone? The Nebula Sky Disk. I'll leave you with that little thing. No other thing on that. Right. So now we move on to Asia. Right. And specifically India. This is the Barabar Caves. And these are important, everyone. Because these are granite hills, these are built into granite hills. And basically these were carved with such precision that the interiors reflect light like polished glass. And the surfaces are seamless. And then the sound basically is like a whisper then the whisper becomes an echo in there. The echo becomes a vibration and the chamber responds. Again, a sound frequency thing. So how many things have we had that have been sound frequency related? Then we're going to go somewhere else now, which is crazy. From India, we go on to Pakistan. Boom. This is the aerial view of a civilization cluster called the Mohenjo-Daro. And it was a city with streets which was laid out in perfect grid, arms connected to actual drainage systems, water managed with precision, and that. And this was one of the first civilizations never to have proper drainage systems. But then when you look at it, when it was around Mohenjo-Daro, this is where it gets crazy. It was built in 2500 BCE as one of the largest settlements in the ancient Indus Valley civilizations. 2500 BCE. And he was doing that. Which is nuts. Like, what the hell? But then it just vanished. So no other trace of this civilization existed. But it's weird. Hello, everyone on TikTok. Right. Now. Hello, Barry. Hello, Anarchy. Alright. Right. Now. This is in South Korea. But what does that them stones remind you of? Yeah, but what else does it remind you of? Yeah, it does look like an airplane, but it also looks like something else to me. It feels like a tomb, doesn't it? Or like Stonehenge. Like, it's kind of crazy though, isn't it? And in South Korea, right? Basically though, them they look every stone. So how the fuck have they moved them all that way, right? But that's in South Korea. Yeah, like a catacomb tomb, yeah. Now you're gonna fucking be crazy here. We're gonna go to Asia, right? Not Asia, to Africa. Not Asia, sorry everyone. We're gonna go to Africa and Ethiopia, right? And I wanna know what everyone thinks of this. We're going to a place called Lalibela, right, in the Amara region of Ethiopia. This is the Church of St. George, right? Hello, Rob. How you doing, mate? This is the Church of St. George in Ethiopia. Can anyone tell me what's different here? How you doing, Rob? You doing good, mate? Yeah, can anyone tell me what's different about this church? Hello, everyone. Yeah, so can anyone tell me what's different with this church? To me, it feels like it's different because it's downwards, been carved downwards into the earth. Like they're trying to get something rising from the earth into the church and out, if you know what I mean. Normally you get churches built above ground, don't you? It feels like it's better, like built to be down in the ground, if you know what I mean. This is in Ethiopia, mind. Which is kind of crazy as well. And then finish off. in Ethiopia. We have these things called the Tia stones. Boom. And these are carved stone pillars. They are a symbol that we cannot even interpret. But what they do, they mark. They mark graves, warnings, events. We don't know. Because we can't understand the lingo. And the people that did are not around to tell us. So, like, you know, there you go. What were they warning us? What do you all think, everyone? Like I said, there's so much out in this world that you don't even know what there is, right? Like across continents, across time, there's a pattern that's starting to like begin to emerge, like knowledge, alignments, precision, and everything's not accidental or isolated. So that's where the questions remain. Like, did these civilizations discover something that we've lost and we've totally forgotten? Or are we only now beginning to remember slowly at what our ancestors were starting to know? Because if you look at some of the structures that we're building today, we're slowly going back into that mindset of ancient times. Not all everywhere, but somewhere places we are. And in some places we're going so far into the future that it's crazy. Like Tokyo is an advanced city. There's that line in Saudi Arabia in Neom. That's crazy. Everywhere, but yeah. Let me know what your thoughts are, everyone. If you're on TikTok, make sure you go over to YouTube and check out this live. Everyone, make sure you like the video, subscribe, turn the notification bell on. Leave in the comment section if you think of anything else. I will see you all later. Have a good night. Big love to you all. And thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.